2012, 2012, 2012. So, as you can tell, I finished my crochet braids, and I am kind of so-so about the results. I did two things differently. First things first was I cut the hair in half first, so it's not as long as it was the first time I did it. And I also did a different braiding pattern, which I'm not really happy with at all, because one side came out really nice and smooth and luscious, and the other side is just kind of bumpy with things trying to be filled in. I need to YouTube how to create the foundation for weaves, and then go in and sew it in like that, because I have a lot of, like, all the braids are coming this way, and then I have a lot of ends on this side, so I had to bring it down into one big braid, which is then hard to fill in with all the hair. So that's one thing that I ran into. So this is the initial look. It's not blow dried, it's just laying flat, and it reaches right about here. There's some color in it. It's 1B and 33. I bought 2 packs of 1B and 1 pack of 33, and I used all 2 packs of the 1B and only half of the pack of the 33. I'll show you the hair that I used. I got all 3 packs of it. It is Bijou Braid Suite, soft jumbo braid. Now, it wasn't, a lot didn't come in this packet at all. Not that I'm used to. I found it to be very slim pickings when it came to this. But I mean, it's 3 for $5. What do you expect? So this is the 33 and the 2 1Bs that I used. Where's the color? It's right there. And this is how I got this look. Now, I never cut the hair in half before to do the crochet braids, so I was kind of expecting something a bit different. One thing that I don't like about it is that, you know, when you're lacing the hair through the braids, you're not always going to get 2 even sides. So I have a lot of kind of choppiness going in and around the hair that makes it really thicker than it needs to be, which I could have avoided if I just used one straight long piece and then cut it afterwards like I did before. Plus, I don't have a lot of, in doing the long way first, I wouldn't have that many flyaways as I do right now. As I mentioned before, it's not straight. I will show you a picture of how I did my braids. I have to draw it because there's no way for me to take a picture of it, especially by myself. It's all weird looking. But yeah, this is what I'm working with right now. So I'll show you the back as much as you can see it. So this side is all nice and smooth. Nice and smooth. And then we get over here and it's like, oh, kind of road bumpy. I know you can't really tell, but I can tell. Por ejemplo, we have like this section, for example, right here. I really hope you guys can see that. This is like one area that I was trying to hide, because not only did I run out of hair, I ran out of black hair, and I don't want to put like one I ran out of black hair and I didn't want to put one big burgundy red piece here, so I kind of just covered it up because I figured I had enough hair on my head. So here's one problem area in the back. I really hope you guys can see that, because I don't know if you can. Let me move in a little closer. This whole section right here just kind of got left out in the cold, and I have no idea what to do with it. I might just leave it as is, or probably when I straighten it later on, fill it in with more red and just deal with it. That's all. What else can I say about this hair? It's very soft. Does it tangle easily? Not really. It works pretty well. It's definitely soft. That's one thing I noticed. It's the soft jumbo braid thing was not a lie. It's really, really soft. And that's about it. I did my entire head with the bobby pin. The bobby pin method. I have a crochet needle, but I noticed that the hook on it is a little bit too big to fit underneath the braids once I do them, because I do my braids very tight, very snug. So to force a hook that big underneath hair, it hurts a lot more than it needs to. So I use a bobby pin for my entire head to loop everything through, and that's why it looks like that. Here's how I space it out. This time I use very tiny pieces. What's my dog doing? I use very tiny pieces for each section, so I didn't have that overgrowth of thickness as I did last time. Let's see how it's when I blow dry it, because, you know, I could be talking crap right now, but very thin pieces, trying to avoid getting a huge buff puff. And that's how I space it out. I try to be more reasonable in my spacing and in the amount of hair that I use to space. So I think I'll get pretty decent results once I actually straighten it out. I'm going to keep it like this for probably at least another 2 weeks, because I do enjoy having it this big and using the doing my really huge braids. I like them. What else can I tell you? Well, here's the back of it. Here's underneath and the back. This is one braid just coming around this way, and I can't really put it up because I'm pretty sure that doesn't look very nice. So whatever. And then you see here, some of the hair isn't latched all the way, as opposed to on here where it's really nice and tight. That's one thing I really was like, grr, about. This took me about a day into the night, just about, to get everything done. It just took a long time. And that's pretty much it. I showed you the hair brand I used, and yeah, that's all. If you have any more questions, I mean, I don't think I've included anything else that I haven't mentioned in the other crochet video. I have not razor cut these. When I cut them in half to put them in, I just use a blunt scissor. So that's why it looks like that. It's nothing spectacular or anything. Here's what it looks like when you brush it. And I don't go to work with my hair like this. I put one of my braids right in it, and I go right on. If you want, I can show you the braid, because initially I was going to break this up into 3 videos, but whatever. I just won't. And there's a splash of color right there. What else can I tell you about this hair? You definitely want to get your crochet, your base mapping done properly. If you can't get it from me, please get it from someplace else, because that is the crucial thing that will make sure all the hair lies nice and flat and good on you. I was going to try to crochet, to do a cane row, to do everything back, but I'm thinking if I loop all my hair backwards, when I separate it, it's just going to separate into like almost rows of sheets, so I didn't want to do that. And then I thought, well, maybe if I go across, and which is what I did, but I ended up having all these ends on one side, as well as trying to get the ends here, because I braided this whole front piece first, and I had all the ends sticking up like this. So then I had to find a way to braid all of them down and smooth enough so I wouldn't get a big bulky braid, which I got anyway, to kind of stitch everything down. So what I ended up doing was, for these couple pieces in the front, these pieces, even though they were braided, everything was braided up like this, I continued some of them. So for example, one of these braids goes around my head. Let me go this way. It goes around my head and stops here. And then the next piece goes around my head and stops here, so that I don't have any bumps coming up on this side. I do have a bump over here, but you know, we just couldn't help that. I can't figure out just how to do it yet. I'm learning. I'm just showing you guys how I'm doing it. So if you find a better way, link me, or if you have a better way, show me. Tell me, hey, Frequently Flyer, aka Kalisha, this is how I did it. You could try this next time and it might work. I would appreciate it. I definitely take tips and whatnot. But this video is getting kind of long, so I'm going to show you how to do the cell in the next video. Happy New Year once again. Bye.